Hey there! So you think you know about football? Join me, Omola Bakeraji, on CTV every Tuesdays and Thursdays and put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media handles and answer the question on there correctly. To participate on the live quiz show, our handles are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It is at CTV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok, it is at CTV Live 1. So if you think you know about football, this is the place to be. Match week delivered for us all, and I'm sure we all enjoyed that. Welcome to Football Analysis on CTV. My name is Omola Bakeraji. Just in case if it's your first time joining us, we talk all things football going on here, happenings in the world of football, and as you all know, football never stops. There is always something to talk about, considering this beautiful game that we all love so much. On the show today, of course, you know we're going to be doing a roundup of the European games from the EPL to the La Liga, to the Bundesliga, to the Liga, and of course the Serie A. There's also the Champions League to be mentioned. There's also the Europa League as well, and a little bit of a Carabao Cup cameo. All right. So before we get right into the show for today, as you already know, I'm not doing the show alone. I've got with me a very special guest. You already know what it is I'm talking about, don't you? Okay, you get to see if you're correct in a minute. Of course, you can be a part of the program. You can join in the conversation across our different social media platforms. On Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, we are there at CTV Live. And on Instagram and TikTok, we are there at CTV Live 1. I'll be going on a very short break. When we return, we start the game. Apparently, I'm excited for the game, apparently. We start the show proper. Stick around, I'll be right back. Hey there! So you think you know about football? Join me, Omola Bakeraji, on CTV every Tuesdays and Thursdays and put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media handles and answer the question on there correctly. To participate on the live quiz show, our handles are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It is at CTV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok, it is at CTV Live 1. So if you think you know about football, this is the place to be. Welcome back. It's a Studio Football Analysis on CTV. Of course, you already know. I already said I was going to talk to you about my guest in a minute, and you get to see his face. Or not, perhaps he's going to be talking to us virtually, even though he's in the studio with me. I've got with me Ibrahim Ayobiojo, of which I will not be mentioning the nickname. Welcome.
How are you doing? Well, whenever you introduce me and you go like, of course I'm not going to be mentioning his name. You're already saying it.
No,
because
I said
the listeners or the viewers will be like, what name is she talking about? She just said his name.
I
just
said
in case you
Ibrahim
don't know, I'm going
Ayobiojo.
to tell you, my name is Easy Baba, number one. You know what I'm saying?
It's the fact that you're confused about your nicknames, and I'm
I
not
have
happy
one.
about that. No, you're
That's
not.
my standard
No, you
nickname,
don't.
Easy Baba.
You have Ibrahim Ayobiojo, and you also have Ibrahim Adinho.
You know why Ibrahim Adinho come? Just in case you don't know, we have a beautiful show called World Cup Countdown. I'm the host of the show, and I decided to support the team I feel was going to win the World Cup.
How convenient. Even because I like them, I would have said they should crash out in group stage.
It's not happening.
I will not do that.
Ibrahim Adinho for the title. You know
All right. So how was your footballing weekend, or how was your weekend of football? Did you deliver on the goals?
a lot.
Did you deliver on what you wanted? Did it come good?
Yeah, I'm feeling like Octopus Paul right now.
Why?
Octopus Ibrahim right now. Because I was talking about, when you asked me last week, I was talking about, okay, what was going to be your favorite, what was the game you were looking up to?
The most,
I
yeah.
said
We know it.
Atalanta,
Napoli.
And I said, Ademola Lukman should score. Victor Osimhen should score. Did they score? They did not score.
Well, they did score.
One.
Yeah.
No, actually 2-1. 2.
Okay.
Rafa said no to.
How can you be so excited? We're going to be talking about that in a minute, just in case you missed that. Okay, you got that call, right? 3. What else?
I'll remember. Wait, let me check the rest. I remember. I'm coming. What am I forgetting? What am I? There's still one more.
What are the
Liverpool and Harry Kane scoring. I got
Okay,
it right.
that was 5 actually. That was 5. But you also got one wrong.
Don't go there.
But you did get
Don't
one
go
wrong.
there.
You were talking about your wins. We should talk about the others as well. All right, so let's start with the Premier League now, shall we? Nottingham Forest, Brentford delivered on the goals. I didn't think a lot of people expected 4 goals in that particular game. I, for one, didn't. Did you expect that? And going into this game, we had Nottingham Forest coming off of a very, very interesting week that I would like to forget against Arsenal, going down 5-0. Taking on Brentford, we figured, okay, not even on levels because of the fact how far away Nottingham Forest were to Brentford. But going into this game, you figured, let's see if perhaps Nottingham Forest will remember that the season had actually started and it's time for them to start racking up the points. Then they went in ahead, getting the goal. So, okay, they were like, okay, is this a sign of new beginnings? But, okay, they got a point. I mean, they've been sitting on 9 points for about 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Now they got a point in this one, even though they scored first, and here they had to fight for the equalizer coming back 2-2 in this particular encounter. Good one for Nottingham Forest, or not?
Good one for Nottingham Forest because how would I put it? Brentford has been the better team. When we were doing the analysis a few days back, in this season, they have been the better team compared to what Nottingham have been doing. Nottingham Forest have been struggling with form, struggling with team compactness based on the fact that they are almost all new members and everything. It showed when the season started when they were losing everywhere, and now they're trying to get themselves back. And I would say they got a very deserved point. I saw some of the game, and especially when the fact that when they were 2 down and they did not give up. I had to give them that. Their equalizer came in the 95th minute, if I was not mistaken. They did not give up, and that should give Steve Cooper and his wards the confidence they need to heading on continuously. Because of, at least, I'm not going to lie to you, I felt Brentford should have taken that game away from Nottingham Forest, but after the second half started, you could see that Nottingham were a very, very different team compared to the one that started the first half, and they did very well to get the point, get the equalizer, and 1 point in the bag. At least they are not the only team on 10 points on the bottom of the table right now, so they have a brother.
Okay, we still have Nottingham Forest sitting 20th on the log right now, and they will be hoping that the next few weeks would take them out of there. I mean, of course, we have the last round of games, and then we go into the break, heading into the World Cup. I'm sure you cannot wait for that one. Okay, so 2-2, it ended there, and Forest will look to perhaps get their season started. For the other game, for Saturday fixtures, we have Wolves 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Brighton came into this game off of a very impressive result over Chelsea, and what a win for them. It was a thumping victory for them. And in this particular encounter, you had Brighton going in ahead, and then less than 2 minutes, Wolves came back. It was 1-1. The goal coming, the first goal in that game coming courtesy Adam Lallana, and then Gonzalo Guedes pulling Wolves back into the game. 1-1. It was okay. Let's see what's going to be happening in this particular fixture. And we kept on saying, and then we had Ruben Neves take Wolves ahead, so it was 2-1, and yet Brighton came back from that to actually win that game 3-2. For Roberto De Zerbi, it's been quite the week. It's been quite the last few weeks. They've been struggling to get back-to-back wins, but now they got it, and it's coming off of a very, very impressive win over Chelsea, and then coming into this particular game to get maximum points. Wolves cannot say the same thing. They would like to forget and lose this particular run of form they are currently on.
Yeah.
Your thoughts generally on the game? A 5-goal thriller. Did you actually expect this?
Nope, I was not expecting. We were expecting goals actually, but as this one, I know Brighton score a lot of goals. Wolves used to score goals. I'm not sure they remember how to score anymore. So we're just trying to patch them up with it, but they are managing. Wolves don't know how to score any more goals. Brighton are the ones scoring goals right now. And what I'm actually more impressed about is their last performance. I'm talking about Brighton here. The last performance was impressive against Chelsea. This was more impressive if you ask me. Fine, you would tell me in essence Semedo got himself a red card. So what was it called? The man advantage can be counted in favor of Brighton, but that does not still mean that does not affect how much power and how much precision and how much determination, and they were so determined to get it. Let me just go like that. They were so determined to get the 3 points over Wolves, and they took advantage of the man down, outplayed them. They wanted to go at all costs, and they got it. I feel this is last week was a turning point in De Zerbi's management and managerial career in the Premier League. This one right now is like a statement to win that. Yeah, I can come back from a goal down or 2 goals down and get all the 3 points. So moving on from here for Brighton, how would I say? Just say progress. Progress should just be their watchword right now, because they are making progressive steps in almost all the things they're doing with this man and the team as a whole. They should not let that get to them and just fall off like everybody else will fall off. But Wolves in particular, I feel for them, and I feel for Lopetegui coming in. He's coming into the 19th team, who is joint last on the table. That's
Kind of point to Nottingham Forest is going to be quite, just in case you don't know, we have Julian Lopetegui confirmed as the Wolverhampton Wanderers managers, and is going to be the one taking them over to the rest of the season. Let's see what he can do with the side, if they are going to still be relegation bound come February or March, or if they're going to be able to pull away from this bottom where they are currently seated. We'll see how the rest of the season does go for them. Away from that match fixture, let's go over now to another game. They delivered on the goals, delivered on the cards, delivered on the drama, and it surely delivered on the adrenaline. Manchester City 2, Fulham 1. That game, what a goal from Julian Alvarez. What a goal. I mean, I watched that goal over and again. It was that sweet. It is not something I can taste here, but it was, yeah, it was too good to be interesting. It was sweet. And then we had Andres Pereira converting from the penalty spot for Fulham, 1-1. And it looked like that was how the game was going to end. There was also the sending off of João Cancelo there, and that was what led to Pereira converting from the spot. Then we had that questionable penalty awarded to Manchester City, of which Erling Haaland did not fail to convert from the spot. He got that 2-1, 3. Well, it did. I mean, Leno had it. It looked like he had a grasp of the ball, but apparently not, because the ball found its way to the back of the net. So now, that result, massive for Manchester City, painful for Fulham, because we've seen replays of that particular penalty. I'm talking about the Manchester City's penalty now, because we had 2 penalties in that game. And a lot of questions were raised.
So, my taking a deep breath is for me to not bash the referees in the Premier League right now, because I would say Kevin De Bruyne sold it to them and sold it to them perfectly. But at least there is that tiny space of what's it called, the referee has the final say on it. You've gone to check the VAR, you've seen it yourself. Discretion, you have the discretion to say, is this a penalty or not a penalty? That's any day, anytime is not a penalty. There was contact, right? There was contact. Was it up to how much Kevin De Bruyne felt? Did it affect his ball? He had already turned with the ball. He had the ball in his capacity. It was all his. So I just have to just calm down, because the penalty was so annoying. I'm going to lie to you, it was so annoying. It was undeserved. It was absolutely hard and harsh on the Fulham players, because they held their part. And to an extent, I'm going to blame them, because you're playing against a team. Well, some people will say it's 10-man City. Some people like you, they're going to say it's City, that you're playing against City. It's hard to score against City. Fine, but you had a 10-man advantage since the first half, and you didn't take cognizance of that. You didn't use it properly. You got a penalty of the incident. You didn't get to use it. But all kudos to Erling Haaland for keeping his composure. Julian Alvarez, as you said, amazing goal. So good one for Manchester City. Good one for them.
Good one for City. Not so much for Fulham right there. But hey, that keeps City in second place. They did go top on the log before Arsenal did play, but Arsenal took back their spot on the zenith of the log. Away from that game, that takes Erling Haaland, in case you missed it, 18 goals. Right now he has in the Premier League. And
5 more goals to break last season's record.
I'm sure you all, as well as I am, we're all waiting and we're looking forward to that. Not. Leeds United 4, Bournemouth 3, 7-goal thriller we had, and what a game. It was drama from start to finish. this way, this way, this way. Who's taking it, who's not? Was what we're all asking ourselves. We were questioning that. Rodrigo Moreno converting from the spot as early as the 3rd minute. And we had Marcos Stevania putting Bournemouth level 1-1 it was. Bournemouth went ahead, courtesy Philip Billing, 2-1. Okay, and then we had Dominic Solanke, another stunner, 3-1. Okay, well, I think maybe we're done, but apparently we're not. Service was just started. We had Leeds United coming back with 3 goals in the second half. Goals coming from Sam Greenwood, Liam Cooper, as well as some of you already know him, the man who got the winner for JC March's side against Liverpool. Back-to-back winning goals for him. What a result for Leeds United. What a way to dig deep for them, for Leeds, for Bournemouth. They have lost from the winning side back-to-back now against Tottenham Hotspur. They did that last 2 weeks ago. 3-2, they lost. 4-3, now they lose to Leeds United. How do you think that is going to be feeling?
Bad. They should be feeling bad. Not for the fact that they did not put up a fight. They did. I'm not going to bash them. They did well, but their defensive frailties have been so open these days. It's obvious if you're playing against them. Yeah, you are seeing spaces to attack them on, and they should work on it. Honestly speaking, the attack-wise, they are doing good. Dominic Solanke is in a world of his own right now. He's in the best form he has ever been since leaving Liverpool. Philip Billing, amazing talent. Tavernier, all of them, they are doing well, but the defensive problems they have is not nice on them. And I have to give credit to AC Milan's team. They came out good. They came out firing on all cylinders, got the first goal. They got derailed by 3 goals. You felt like probably the game was just all over. Let's see what's going to happen. Then Cooper got when I said Cooper, Greenwood, what a way to get your first goal for the team. What a goal. Then 3-3 before we say it, and you saw it, the match was already 3-3 Bournemouth. You don't have a man down. We are all 11-11. Do the needful.
Lock up shop. But
no, you had allowed Somerville to score another winner, and kudos to him. His confidence right now is off the roof, and it's necessary because first it was a winner at Anfield, then you capped an incredible comeback at your home. Nice way to announce yourself as to the Villa team as the new number 10. Yeah, Rafinha is gone. Come on.
And what a win for Leeds United. That takes them to 12th on the log right now. 15 points they have from 13 games played for Bournemouth. Though, like you rightly mentioned, their defensive frailties has been their undoing all season. They have 13 points from 14 games played. They have scored 15 goals and have conceded 32. That gives them a minus 17 goal difference right there. Back to back defeats right there. 4 defeats in a row. And that was quite the result for them. It was painful. Away from that, we have another team trying to dig their way out of the bottom side, of which they did successfully. I'm talking about Leicester City. They went to Goodison Park and got maximum points, 3 points in the bag, a clean sheet, and 2 goals. Shout out to Brendan Rodgers and his boys, Yuri Tielemans. He doesn't know how to do boring goals. Why do boring when you can do fantastic? Getting himself a stunner of a goal. Avi Barnes as well getting a goal in that 1-2 goal to nil. And this particular game, it was quite interesting. Everton had their moments in front of goal. They didn't take their chances, and Leicester City did not make any mistake to punish them because City, by City I mean Leicester in this case. Leicester City had 4 times the number of shots on target that Everton did have. Maybe it was not clinical enough from them by not scoring as many goals as they had the opportunity to. There was that opportunity from Daka right there. It was in on goal. He should have gotten something from that. He didn't. But 3 points in the bag, I don't think that Brendan Rodgers will be complaining at all.
Nope. 3 points in the bag, 5 clean sheets in your past 7 games. Come on. This is the same Leicester that started the season conceding goals like it was nothing. It was running out of passion.
I swear.
They were conceding goals left and right. But now the defensive problems they have had seems to be solved. Danny Ward is now the Danny Ward. Is gone from the whatever it was before.
Too early.
What did you say?
Okay, my bad, sir.
After having 5 clean sheets in 7 games.
Sir, my bad. Sir.
Good. No, God, they about Danny Ward. I was bashing him badly, but I have to give him his onions. I said one was he's doing good. to an extent, Everton were profligate when they had the opportunities. It will be with that one that going wide. It will be even laid another one for Cavalier. How we missed that, I still don't understand. And Leicester, they took their chances perfectly. Yuri Tillemans, you said, the man that knows how to score the worldies. Avi Barnes, another fine goal for him. So this is a big win, big win for Leicester and Brendan Rodgers. So not really what's it called, disappointing one for Lampard. Boys should just go gather themselves up and go again.
Okay, and that takes Leicester City to 14 points right there and 14th on the log. As well for Everton, that leaves them at 16th place. They have 14 points from 14 games played. So they're tied on points, but better goal difference for Leicester City than Everton is the only thing that keeps them apart, and that's just one goal difference. Leicester has a -2 goal difference, while Everton has -3 right there. Okay, away from that, we had the London Derby on Sunday, and it delivered on drama, it delivered on goals, maybe not on performance though. Okay, I said goals, my bad. It delivered on goal. Okay, Chelsea 0, Arsenal 1. But that one goal was enough for Arsenal to keep their spot at the summit of the league. Maybe the unlikeliest of goal scorers, talking about Gabriel Magalhaes, getting the winner for Mikel Arteta's side. But I think for someone who didn't get to see the game, might have thought, okay, I mean, it's the London Derby. It didn't live up to the expectation, in my opinion. I didn't think it came with the goods like it has been in the past few years. The fireworks, absolutely. The fairiness, yes, it did. But for Chelsea, I don't think they came with the hit or the sauce. I think they left it. They didn't leave it anywhere because apparently they were at home, yeah. So 5 shots in total they had and 1 on target all game long. 14 shots for Mikel Arteta's side and 2 shots they had on target, which tells you the story basically of how this particular game did go. But it was enough to see Arsenal through, get them the winning goal, and they locked up shop as soon as that happened. Even if they did it, Chelsea didn't know what it means to actually go into Arsenal's box, right? They didn't know what it meant to go on goal.
That is saying it lightly. You're actually caressing it for them. Chelsea were shambolic.
1 minute, please. We had We had Graham Potter being handed. He was handed his first defeat as the Chelsea's boss.
Previous
2 weeks
weekend,
ago, yeah, previous weekend. And then this past weekend, we had him getting his back-to-back defeat as the boss of Chelsea. It might not look like it, but it's very interesting to note that Chelsea have had 2 points from the last 4 games.
Chelsea.
Do you think that puts
We
Graham
are
Potter's
down.
job at risk? It's too early, but do you think it puts his job at risk?
It actually does. For Thomas Tuchel to get sacked with lesser games in charge of City and Chelsea this season, I think he was in charge of like 8 games or less before he got himself fired. But some will argue that to an extent he had fallen out with the boss, the new owner and the players alike. But we have seen the players, Chelsea players, I'm trying to say, come out to support Graham Potter and be like, he's a very, very good manager. He knows what he wants with the team. He knows what he wants with the boys and all. And they are proud. When he first started, they were doing well. It was all obvious. Oh, this is a new Chelsea. This is new Potter and all. But the previous game before this one, the game against Brighton, they were everywhere without being anywhere. It was just like, what were they doing? So they got beat 4-1 on to the next one. And Arsenal showed them that right now we own London. And it was a very, very convincing and commanding win. Chelsea only had 1 shot on target all game. You had Raheem Sterling, you had Aubameyang, you had Kai Havertz, you had Mason Mount, you had 1 shot on target all game. This one, am I going to say is the coach problem or the players' problem?
I think Chelsea players, they do have a lot of questions to answer, as I expected they were going to answer after the game, to their boss, because of the fact that they see sometimes stats might not paint the true picture of exactly everything that went down in the game, considering the fact that we had Chelsea going into this particular fixture. You need to come back. You don't lose 4-1 to Brighton without a reply, without a feedback. And unfortunately, they didn't know the way to get their answering machine on because they couldn't give us a feedback. Well, let's see how the rest of the season will be panning out for Chelsea. They have quite the games in front of them. next to play, and we'll wait to see how the particular.
Great win for Arsenal. I'm still going to say it again.
Yeah, great win for them. No one's taking that away.
No, I want to repeat it for the Chelsea fans to hear me and be pained. Great win for Arsenal.
I don't know what is about.
Great win for Arsenal. You didn't score one goal in your house. How?
They forgot who was hurt, apparently. Okay.
Aubameyang, sorry.
Yeah. Away from that, we had another game on Sunday that delivered exquisite stuff. Aston Villa 3, Manchester United 1. I'm not throwing shit at anybody, but it was quite exquisite for Villa. Right there. Leon Bailey with a goal and a half. Right there. Lucas Digne as well getting a beautiful goal. Jacob Ramsey as well. It was quite the game of the stunners, the goals for Aston Villa. What a game. What a win for Unai Emery. First game in charge as Aston Villa's boss. Coming off of that defeat to Newcastle, of course, it wasn't the one in charge. At least it wasn't touted as the manager. But you're taking on a Manchester United side that have been building in the momentum, coming in with the goods, delivering it, maybe not with the highest of goal differences, but they have been doing what they should be doing. They can get better. Everybody knew there was room for improvement. But against Aston Villa, they seem to have lost their handbook.
Okay, the analysis I'm going to make here is contrary to exactly what I said the last time. When a new manager comes in, the players and the team wants to overly impress him. Even if they have to play with ACLs and torn hamstrings and all, they want to overplay themselves and impress him. One, a new manager himself coming in, the first thing he's going to go attend to is their defensive structure. How much goals do you concede in the game? You're absolutely looking in goals for them to sack a previous manager and appoint me. So let me input my own defensive structure. I don't care about the front. The front men, when the ball gets to the midfield and beyond, do your thing. Have fun. But the defensive structure is what I want to do. And that was the exact thing. That was the number 16 I forgot to tell you. That was the exact thing Emery did. He locked up shop at the back. And when the ball got to the midfield, you could see those boys were just doing what they want. I'm talking about the Aston Villa boys. They were doing what they wanted. They were dribbling. They were trying. That was why we were showing that much long range goals. They were trying to impress him, like
get the ball in behind.
I can do this. I can do this one. If this and it was they blew Manchester United away. In the first 10 minutes, they were down by 2-0. It was obvious that problem don't enter theater of dream. Problem, even though it was not a theater of dreams, right? But I'm going to say this. United tried in their own stead by limiting how much Aston Villa could score, because it could have been another team. It could have been at least 6 to 7 goals for Aston Villa. So Emery should not see this as a good sign. We are going to win every other game. No, the boys did this because you were the new manager and they wanted to impress you. They might do it again in the next 2 games. That's how the season is going to continue. And whereas Manchester United, this is just like a little break, a stopgap in what they have been doing. I believe they are going to come back and win something. And
there's also injury worries.
Every other team has injury worries. Please don't give me that.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm only saying that the absence of this particular guys would limit.
Bruno was not injured. He was suspended.
Yeah, the yellow card. Yeah.
Give me somebody else.
There's Jadon Sancho is out.
How many games has he played this season? I can say Anthony. Anthony, okay, yeah, is a big miss because in 6 games he has 3 Premier League goals, right? He's a big miss.
Jadon Sancho has had a couple. I don't think it's impacted.
He started
the game so.
Does he start on the Premier League day?
Not usually. So, but I mean, if Eric Ten Hag was looking for goals as one player, he should be looking to call on to come on, and unfortunately,
come on. He had other people to call on. Come on.
Like who?
Elanga is not a player.
But it's prerogative. He chose not to call on him.
Hello, so. Elanga is a Manchester United player.
All right, and that ends it. But well, not for the show. It does end it for that particular topic. Alrighty. Let's see what Manchester United will be doing over the next few games. I mean, they had their first defeat in 5, so I think Eric Ten Hag would like to forget it in really, really quickly. But hey,
they face Fulham next though.
Let's see, and Fulham are pained, in my opinion. I think
one Manchester club do us bad.
You know, so I'm looking to see what they're going to do against United next. Southampton won, Newcastle 4, and we can say this was the particular result that ended Ralph Hasenhuttl, or perhaps that stamped his exit from Saints, has been the Saints manager. Miguel Almiron doing what he has been doing all season long. He resumed and he took off from where he left off in October, and he found his scoring boot. I mean, it never lost it anyway. It resumed from where it stopped. Okay, Miguel Almiron, Chris Wood, Joe Willock, and Bruno Guimaraes getting the goals for Newcastle. Romain Perez was able to get a consolation goal for Southampton, but it was too little, too late. 4-1. It ended, okay, the vice versa actually, 1-4. But what a result for Eddie Howe side. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. I don't know what that post is for. But for Southampton, 5 shots on target, and you were only able to dig out and find a goal at the latter stage of the game. I think that kind of explains it, and it tells the story of what Southampton season have been all season long. Create the chances, no finishing, just vibes, and yeah, there's a reason why they sit 18th on the log.
So do you agree with me now about Rafael Sinotu getting his sack?
I never disagreed. What I always said was the fact that it's obvious, looking by the fact that he's still the manager of Southampton. It was fine. It was looking to me like the board were good with him. And they just responded to me apparently that they were not good.
Apparently, they read my mails because as a part owner,
why are you after this man?
I'm not after his job. I'm after the club that I like to an extent.
Liverpool's academy.
I'm not going to. You said that, I didn't say it. But let's just be. I just want to be very factual here. Arsenal also did not watch himself in glory. The team has been topsy-turvy beginning of the season up till now, and you did not even try and impute energy into the team. Even if they want to lose, don't let it look an easy loss. Fight. Let them say that, oh, these players, we don't want our manager to go. Your manager is under fire. You don't want him to go. Look at what the boys at Leicester did for Brendan Rodgers. He's still in his job. There was somebody else in the relegation zone this beginning of the season. That person is still in his job. How about you guys? No, they don't. They don't want. They feel like let's just pass the ball.
West Ham.
David Moyes, God bless you. David West Ham is still in the job right now. And you guys are still there doing. Most of their players this season, their values have dropped drastically. Not just because of them, just because of the whole team as they were not playing fantastically well. They are 18th on the Premier League log. This is. I'm not going to. Now they have a new manager in Nathan Jones. The current manager of Luton Town. He has been granted permission by the club to speak with Southampton, and if rumors are to be believed, his appointment is very, very, very imminent. So hopefully he gets to do something fantastic with them, because Arsenal also left them in all sorts of shapes and places. But I just have to say this about Newcastle and Eddie Howe. What I thought was the biggest statement. What I thought was the biggest statement by Newcastle after getting the takeover was Bruno Guimaraes and extending a couple of players contract. No, their biggest statement was signing Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe is showing you that he's just not an anyhow coach. He is the coach for Newcastle.
I saw what he did there. Okay, I saw it. All right, and that takes Newcastle third on the log. What a result, what a win. And Newcastle have been doing correct business. And
without their star man, Alexander Isak. I can't just imagine.
That was the man they actually spent the big bucks for the summer.
Imagine
it was quite the deal moving from Real Sociedad to Newcastle. And you can only imagine how much more lethal Newcastle's attack is going to be. They have 27 points from 14 games played. Wow. They've only lost 1 game all season, and that was to Liverpool. They actually fought blood, sweat, and tears. We have to mention that. So let's see what the rest of the season would pan out for Eddie Howe.
And Maximin as well too.
And his boys. West Ham United 1, Crystal Palace 2. That takes very interesting game. I have to say, we had West Ham going ahead in this game, and I was like, okay, finally, David Moyes and his boys are bringing a European form back home. But Crystal Palace did not agree with me. Zaha and Olise were the ones who got the goals for Patrick Vieira. What a win for them, what a result for them, and good one for Crystal Palace. Not the same for West Ham,
yeah, not the same for West Ham. Their domestic woes continue, whereas in Europe, they are one of the shining lights in the Europa Conference League. And I would have to say kudos to Crystal Palace, kudos to Patrick Vieira. His four-man team came up with the goods again. I said it last week, if you've seen it a couple of weeks ago. Zaha, Olise, Edward, and Iberici are the go-to guys for them, and they were the ones that contributed in their win again over the weekend. And I would say I'm very impressed with Vieira, as I've said before. His positioning in the table right now is something fantastic. I never saw that coming from him, and I just want him to retain and continue in this state. And then for West Ham, not really a devastating loss. It's just one of the games that the Premier League has to give you. I expect them to dust themselves up and continue from there. They have the players to do so. So
Let's see if they will be listening to that. I hope they do dust themselves up and get back to winning ways really soon, or else they just might find themselves in the relegation spot or not. Tottenham Hotspur 1, Liverpool 2. It ended at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, arguably one of the biggest games of the weekend. He delivered on the drama, he delivered on the goals, and of course, both parties decided they didn't want a clean sheet because there were a couple of gifts and giveaways going on in that particular game. We had Liverpool go ahead, 2 goals, goals coming courtesy Mohamed Salah getting a brace in that one. He could have gotten an hat-trick, I thought. Darwin Núñez as well came close to getting some couple of goals, but that didn't happen for him. And then Tottenham Hotspur woke up in the second half and they gave Liverpool a run for their money. I'm sure no one was happier when he heard the final whistle. I'm talking about Jurgen Klopp. Was like, first away win of the season for Liverpool. We have to mention that as well.
That's too bad.
This is Tottenham's third. They've taken on all of the big boys and they're yet to come out victorious. Only Manchester City is left for them to take on. They lost against Arsenal, they lost against United, drew against Chelsea, and now lost against Liverpool. Not so great for Antonio Conte's boys, yes?
Not at all. Not so great at all for them. It seems like they don't know how to play the big boys. They just lose the Tottenham Hotspur factor when they were playing the big boys and just bring out the Butler Spurs we know them for. It is how would I put it? You played against Arsenal, you lost. Your rivals and they're top of the table. You were expected to find a way to bring them down the table, but no, you decided not to. Manchester United, you got beat. Chelsea, they were so lucky to get a little equalizer at Chelsea. It was looking like a defeat for them. And Liverpool, now Liverpool has been in all sort of form this season. We were not expecting them to get all wins. I was saying here like I want them to win. I was saying that as a fan. But if I want to be strict as a pundit, I was not expecting Liverpool to get all 3 points. But yes, they did. At Tottenham Hotspur, I almost said White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is not impressive. It is not impressive on Antonio Conte's side at all. This is as worse as it comes. If you want to contend with the rest of the big 6, you have to show that you can beat them to their game, and you did not. Now you are going to be hoping that okay, the last person you want to face, let me make a statement win over them and show the rest that I can beat the big 6 team. You want to go and beat Man City. What you are doing against Liverpool and Chelsea and Tottenham and Arsenal. Come on, Antonio Conte needs to do well. Whereas on Jurgen Klopp and his boys' side, amazing game, amazing win for them. They've been all sorts this season, but they can take their 3 points home with their held eye because they did fantastically well in all aspects. Leave the goal they conceded. Nobody is stopping the Hurricanes goal, I beg. So they did fantastically well. I have to say that kudos to them. They could have gotten more from that game, but it is what it is. It's football. Antonio Conte should work on himself and his team.
Okay, let's see if they do hear you. And that takes us to the end of the Premier League roundup. And that takes us now to the Serie A, where we had some very interesting results. There we had Barcelona getting maximum points against Almeria right there. La Liga. Yeah, that's a Serie A. My bad. I'm so sorry. Barcelona and Almeria 2-0. That was the final game for Gerard Piqué as a Barcelona player, and even as a player, as a football player. He hung up his boots right there.
He's not going to Spain. He's going to Qatar now. He's not going to Qatar. He's going to Qatar.
Let's see if he's going to be making it.
Enrique is the coach. Enrique is the coach. You will take him.
All right. Let's see. Well, that reminds us it's going to be the list, which is like the admission list for everybody right now. We are waiting to see Ousmane Dembele and Frankie de Jong getting very, very good goals for Xavi. That took them to the top of the La Liga table where they currently sit right now. And good one for them, we have to mention. Barca have only lost 1 game all season, and that was to Real Madrid. And they've been quite able to keep it tight at the back, considering just 4 goals so far this season.
Yeah, very, very, very impressive at the back. Even though they have not been playing with their expected lineups at the back, they still find a way to stifle other people's attack and keep clean sheets. So it's a good one for them. Good win for them. Gerard Piqué, very, very emotional farewell for him on at the Camp Nou. He could have actually ended it with a goal. There was a penalty. He decided to give Robert Lewandowski, and Lewandowski decided to give it to the fans and scored the goals. But it is what it is. Goals coming in from Dembele. That Dembu's goal is slick. Come on, I'm going to keep repeating Dembu's. There's going.
There's also the goal from Frankie de Jong. It was quite the goal as well.
It was quite the goal, no caps. They had to honor the captain on the night in Gerard Piqué, and it was a fantastic way for Barcelona, fantastic win for Camp Nou, fantastic win for Gerard Piqué, but not so much a fantastic win for Xavi Hernandez, because he's losing one of his centre backs now. His centre back options has decreased.
It just keeps decreasing by the
the rest
game.
are injured, and now the veteran among them too is gone. So they should feel outdone by.
Let's see how the rest of the season or the La Liga chase for the race for the title to wrestle it away from Real Madrid, if it's going to be a success or not. And talking about Real Madrid, they had a game yesterday and they played on Monday as opposed to their other counterparts who played on Saturday or Sunday. Real Vallecano 3, Real Madrid 2. What a game, what a result for Rayo. Rayo were the team who held Barca to a goalless draw the first game of the season. I kind of figured they were going to cause Real Madrid some kind of problems. Did I expect 5 goals in this game? No, I didn't. We had Rayo Vallecano going ahead, okay, 1-0. I was like, okay. Hello, Madrid, are you people home? And they said they were. Look at Madrid converting from the spot. 1-1 is stood. They went higher, talking about Real Madrid now. Eder Militao with a fantastic header. 2-1 it was, and then Rayo said they had something. They had Rivera getting the equalizing goal. 2-2 is stood, and then they had that winning penalty for them. And what a result. What a way to hand Real Madrid the first defeat of the season.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. For a couple of weeks, it's been coming because of the way they have been performing in the La Liga. It's decreased compared to the way they started. They fought tooth and nail to get a 1-0 draw with Girona the last time out. And in this game, you could tell from the blast of the whistle that Vallecano were not here to play. Even when they came to play ball, but they were not really here to play. They held Madrid to the neck, to the scruff of the neck. I'm like, no, yeah, we won the 3 points, and they got it fantastically well. Radama Falcao was a nuisance on the night, even not getting a goal. He was everywhere, and I'm going to reiterate the fact that it feels to an extent that Karim Benzema not starting most of their games is a precautionary for him because of the World Cup. So they are missing the firepower of him being there. His presence there is needed. He's being missed. Vini, Valverde, Rodrigo have been doing the works all this while. They need their figurehead back, and it's been missing. Luka Modric can do as much as he can. Toni Kroos can do as much as he can. Eduardo Camavinga, same thing. Aurelien Tchouameni was off. I'm not going to lie to you. He had a very bad game. Aurelien Tchouameni had a bad game. So this thing happens. It happens, but we know it's Real Madrid. After this defeat, if they go on a 10-game winning streak, it shouldn't be new to anybody. But kudos to Rayo Vallecano. I have to give them their flowers. They did amazing well. 3 points to them. Easy for them. Not really easy, but easy for them. And first loss for Madrid
all season, and that takes us away from the La Liga.
In the La Liga, sha. Yeah, first loss in La Liga.
Yeah. They have lost in the Champions League,
Yeah.
but they had their first loss in La Liga. And yeah, very exciting one, not for Carlo Ancelotti. And we expect to see Real Madrid bounce back in coming weeks and coming games. To the Serie A, we had some marquee fixtures that delivered on more than enough drama. The game that Isababa was and has been looking forward to all season long. He finally had it. Atalanta 1, Napoli 2. Atalanta went ahead in this game, and Napoli had to fight back for the 3 points. Ademola Lookman was a penalty, but it was good.
There's penalty and there's penalty.
Apparently, yeah, there is that difference. Victor Osimhen, of course, he had to have his name on the score sheet now, right? And what a header. 1-1 is stood, and we're like, okay, is this it? Are we going to be sharing the spoils? But Elmas said no because he found a way to get Napoli the winning goal, even though I'm sure he didn't know it was the winning goal at the time. It was quite early. We had all three of the goals coming in the first half of the game and no goal in the second half. That leaves Napoli on top of the Serie A with 35 points from 13 games played. It's quite the season. It is panning out for them.
Yeah, it's quite the season, and especially the fact that Napoli have been unbeaten in the league. Now Atalanta looks like a team on the up after a few bad games. So it was all set, and yeah, I've been saying it. I've been expecting that game. I've been waiting for that game. I wanted that game. As I said, at that time they were all unbeaten. Two of them were both unbeaten, but now Atalanta got beat. So heading into this game, I felt like okay. To an extent, the drive that I was expecting from that game was going to be reduced, but no, they did not. They were all up on each other. And Osimhen, he was culpable for the penalty. Not really his fault, but the rules of the game right now this day. So Ademola Lookman, as you just said, that penalty might be a penalty, but please go and watch it for you to know how we are doing. Like penalty. It was not the Panenka, but penalty any car. So after that, Osimhen was like, no, my fellow Nigerian, you say for we did here, and beautiful. He got a goal, got the assist for the winner by Elmas, who was playing in space of Kvaratskhelia because of his injury, and yeah, great win for Napoli. Even though they wanted more goals, they couldn't get more goals. Atalanta wanted to get back to the game, they were unable to get back to the game. I feel like Napoli should feel, this league is ours. It's ours to lose, and it is the honest truth. It is theirs to lose because they have been doing fantastically well. And look at where they are now. Look at the amount of points they have racked up. Look at the amount of goals they have racked up. Osimhen is the current highest goal scorer in the league. Osimhen broke Simiwako's record of having the most goals ever by Nigerian in the La Liga, the Serie A. And my boy is just spending his third season with them. And
this is very exciting. He's just played 13. No, I take that back. It was half for a couple of games.
Yeah.
For Napoli. Napoli have played 13 games all season. Victor Osimhen was absent for a couple of them, and yet is still topping the Serie A goal scoring chart right there. Let's see if he continues the season that way. For Milan, they took on Spezia 2-1. It ended in favor of AC Milan. They had a man sent off who was the man who got the winner. I'm talking about Olivier Giroud. Theo Hernandez got the first goal in that one. Olivier Giroud getting the second. And then he had his working papers because he took off his shirt, and that got him his second yellow card. And he had to leave, basically. I don't think he minded much. Daniel Maldini scoring against AC Milan. Ironic, yeah, we have to say. But hey, he did a business for the club he is currently with. And 2-1 it ended. Milan are still on Napoli's chase, but it is quite a way. 6 points might not seem like a lot, but the way Napoli have been playing, it seems like it's very expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive for Napoli have been playing. It's going to be hard for AC Milan to keep up with them, especially with the fact that right now their star man, Olivier Giroud, is going to be out for the next game via his
some might argue
conduct.
Some might argue that it's rest for France, and that makes him ready.
Rest for France, right?
Yeah.
For the World Cup. So, did you do it in the session? It's not me.
We have to figure it out.
It's not me, but I would not lie if I were Giroud. Only the grace of God will stop me from not pulling off my pants as well, because that kind of goal at the 89th minute deserved to be a winner. Tonali had scored one prior and it was chalked off by VR for infringement prior to the goal. For a foul. We scored that kind of beautiful goal to get the winner. Come on, that goal was impeccable. Now I'm not going to lie, it was my second favorite goal of the night. Daniel Maldini's goal was beautiful. Fine. And he didn't even celebrate because it was, the relationship with AC Milan.
Relationship and his father's club.
But I've got to give it to Giroud. I've got to give it to AC Milan as a whole. Their boys, the capacity they have right now, that the mental capacity, let me put it like that they have, that this league was ours last season, and it's ours to lose this season. Napoli might be there right now, but want to chase them out, want to chase them down to the wire. And I'm loving the fact that they are not relenting. It's good for them.
Okay, shout out to AC Milan. Rafael as well. I had a very good game. Didn't appear on the score sheet, but not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying right there. Away from that, we had another exciting game. Talking about the Rome Derby, the Rome Derby. We had Roma taking on Lazio. Lazio coming victorious in that one, and off of a bonanza-like situation. Felipe Anderson doesn't like to say no to gifts, and he took that gift well in hand, got the maximum points for his club. Don't think he would have known it was the maximum point, but hey, shout out to Maurizio Sarri. Not so much for Jose Mourinho and his boys, but that takes Lazio third on the log, and that's pulled Roma down because of how close it is right there. Gave Lazio 3 points, took them up to third, 27 points they have right now. For Roma, they have 25 points. It's still close. If they had taken their chances, they're going to be closest to AC Milan. Perhaps give Napoli as well a run for their money. This game, we expected it to be tied. We expected that both managers, they don't always open the door. They don't do that. We don't do that here. Lazio have considered one of the least amount of goals in the league, and they continue that way. I mean, they had a clean sheet against Roma. Roma as well have not been shipping in the goals. We have to say they have considered more than you would expect. Maybe an Jose Mourinho side to concede. But what's your overall thoughts on the game?
It was, as you said, it was a game about the managers. It was the managers' tactics against this other managers' tactics. So like when the players would try and do what they wanted to. But yeah, it was all down to the manager. And if not for the error made by the man in goal for
Roma,
Patricio, the game might have actually ended goalless because they both cancelled each other out on almost every aspect in that game. There were a few chances here and there, but the most clear-cut chance was an error, was a gift, and that was the one Felipe Anderson took charge of, and game over, all true. So, Jose Mourinho will be angry at his boys. I believe, I trust him to do that. He'll be very, very angry at his boys because he did not do as he was told. Close up shop, then do what as you can up top. But as you said, it's a big win for Maurizio Sarri. His boys are up third in the league, and they have been doing well, same as in the conference league where they are in. So I feel he should set his sights on getting himself in the battle for the title of the title campaign, right?
All right, let's see who gets the Scudetto races on. On your mark, set, go. Napoli are taking the lead, of course, as you already know. But we also have some of the big boys. I mean, Juventus and Inter Milan, they have to qualify for that now. Juventus taking maximum points in this one. Juventus 2, Inter Milan, Neo, Adrian Rabiot, what a goal, and Fagioli as well, making it done, dusted for Maximiliano Allegri's side. For Inter Milan, it wasn't for lack of trying. They had their time. They had their moments in the sun. They couldn't take it. They couldn't cause Juventus the kind of problem Juve did when they had their own chances. I don't think it's something that Inzaghi would be excited about, considering how much of
chances they created. They created too many chances, and it is down to them that they lost. It is down to the players, down on the players. It was all their fault that they lost, because if they had taken their chances, it could have been hard for Juve to come back into the game. But kudos to Juve. Kudos to Juve. They got 2 beautiful goals, and Filip Kostic had an amazing game, 2 assists in that game.
It looked like he was going to get a goal as well, but hey.
VAR ruled it off. So he had an amazing game. He was the man of the match for Juve, and I'm happy for him. And I was actually very glad to see Angel Di Maria back in the game. So I think a renaissance under Maximiliano Allegri, I think, has started. It's looking very, very obvious. My boys are doing well now. I've called them, I've texted them, I've sent them all sorts of emotional.
They're apparently ready.
All sorts of emotional
motivational messages. Maguire and Co.
And yeah, so I'm glad they are giving me good feedbacks in getting all 3 points. Yeah, I love Juve.
Human beings. Juventus find their way to 5th right there, and what a win for them. What a result for them. Juventus are getting their 4th win in 5. Shout out to them, and hopefully Isabella gets off
I am off his case for
Max's
now. For
case
now, I
and
am
leaves
off his
him alone.
case. I am off his case for now.
All right, that takes us to the Bundesliga. Ether 2, Bayern Munich 3. What a game. 5-goal thriller we had. And all of these goals, did you know, all came in the first half. It was quite the drought. It wasn't a drought like that. I'm just saying you had 5 goals in the first half. And you couldn't give us not even one more extra in the second half. Why do you do that? Jamal Musiala, the boy of the moment, having his time for Bayern, and Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting getting a brace as well. We had Ether trying to fight back to get, what's the word now? A comeback. It wasn't coming, apparently. Lucky Bakio was the man who got the first goal for them, and then Seko getting the second of the penalty spot, sending Neuer the wrong way. The game, I didn't think it was going to be that tight, going off of the fact that we knew Bayern were looking to reclaim their spot at the zenith of the table and wrestle Union Berlin away from that spot. But it was quite the game of football. It was very exciting, like not knowing where the tide was going to go, you know. And for Julian Nagelsmann, though, what do you think he's going to be feeling generally? The fact that his boys are not having problems scoring goals, but he would prefer to keep it tight at the back a bit more.
Yeah, prefer to keep them tight at the back. The first goal they considered, no keeper was going to get to that. The second one, the penalty, anybody could score a penalty, anybody could miss a penalty. This is what it is. You're right, they've been having some defensive issues because they've been conceding goals. That's not stopping them from scoring actually, but they need to work on their defense. Upamecano and the Elite and the likes need to make it hard for strikers to score them, and they are good to go. But at least they are relying more on their attacking prowess than what they have at the back. So that is the one that's been getting them all points in the league. And is that good enough for the team as a whole? No, it's just for now, because you're facing the teams that are, I would put it to an extent, lower than you are in both quality and rankings and all whatnot. So that was when I give them an advantage. If they had been facing a quality team as much as them, this would have been way problematic, especially in the second half. You scored 3 in the first half, you couldn't score any in the second half, and you were still very exposed in the second half as well, because they had to find a way to stop those boys attacking them. But good win for Nagelsmann. Another fantastic night for Choupo-Moting. Jamal Musiala is looking like the boy to beat. And yeah, I have to say it before, and I'm going to say it again. The season started without them being on the top of the league. Now they're on top of the league. This season is going to end like this. Painfully so.
Well, and away from that, we go to Dortmund and the Black and Yellow boys. 3, they beat VfL Bochum right there at, the Signal Junior Park. We expected that a bit or not. Yusufa Mukoko having the time of his life right there. 2 goals he could have had a brace, beg your pardon, an hat-trick in that game, and for him to shatter another record. Currently he stands as the youngest player to get 10 career goals in the Bundesliga. Very exciting time for him. Reina as well, converting from the sport. It's going quite well for the Black and Yellow boys. They're doing what they ought to do, and perhaps wrestle themselves and try and wait for perhaps SC Freiburg, Berlin to sleep on a bit more, and then they can get close to Bayern Munich as we always expect them to.
Yeah, get close to Bayern Munich, and a fantastic win for them. The young boys coming to the party as usual again. Literally, almost all of them are young boys, but it is what it is with the Borussia Dortmund team. They are fantastic to watch any day, anytime. They've got players for days, and just to think about it, that this boy we're talking about, Yusufa Mukoko, is their 3rd choice striker. He's not the first. The first is Sebastian Haller. He's not the second. The second is Antonio Modesti. He is the 3rd choice striker, and he's doing like, oh, come on.
I'm not
in
taking
fact, I call him
the
the 4th choice because I think there's a Donny Malen in front of him. But it is what it is, and if you do play Football Manager very well, you know Yusufa Mukoko. So Mukoko has been an amazing talent since forever, and the boy is just 17. And right now, 10 goals, youngest player to score that ever in the Bundesliga history, and he just didn't score any out goals. Did you see those goals? Left and right.
They were great goals.
Left and right.
It was that one, it looked the goalkeeper. Like, man was like, what did I do to you?
Yeah, and the penalty by Reina was absolute field. If I was the goalkeeper, immediately the ball entered the net. I'm pretty sure I'll get a red card. I'll be somebody's son.
No, football, no violence.
I know, but I'm still going to be wiping somebody's son. You do not do that to me.
How dare you? Dortmund sit fourth on the log, 25 points they have from 13 games played. They sit behind Union Berlin, who fell quite. Bayern Leverkusen 5. Union Berlin 0. What a game, what a win, and what a way to slip off the table. To the Ligue 1, Lorient 1, Paris Saint-Germain 2. Neymar, it's a World Cup here. He does what he knows how to do. He's getting himself ready and primed for Brazil, the biggest Brazilian boy. I mean, you have to say who comes close to him in that squad, you know. And what a goal for him. It was quite an exciting goal, even though he came off of another bonanza. What goalkeepers doing giveaway? I don't know why, but hey, Neymar did not fail to bury that. Danilo Pereira as well getting a stunner of a goal. But before that, we had Terry Murphy putting L'Oreal equal level with PSG, and we're thinking, would they be dropping points today? But no, I mean, it has to be quite exciting for Christopher Garcia's boys. It would be nice if they can keep it a bit tighter, you know, and stop considering those kind of goals. But nobody was stopping that Murphy's goal.
I was going to say nobody was stopping that goal, not because it was a shot or what. It was well planned and well executed by the Lorient players, and Terry Murphy was the final person in the final piece of the puzzle and did not miss a banging goal. Could have had another one, hit the bar. Doing well for Nigeria, as in representing Nigeria for Lorient. Been amazing. 8 goals in the league. Something fantastic. How about PSG? How about Neymar? Neymar had a couple of games to rest, and he's back like he was never out. It was never out. A goal and an assist, and that goal was something of so much disrespect. It was grieving the goal, but okay, it's like they dash you something, but you even made something beautiful after what you were given. It was given the goal, but what he made out of it, come off for road, come off for road. I'm daring. I just have to just put that. PSG have the gone to lose if they are going to lose it. They have to lose it. It's all theirs. It's all theirs.
We all know we don't expect them to lose it, but hey, it is football after all. Let's see if someone is going to give us something like an upset, a comeback-ish situation. I don't see it coming, but hey, give us some exciting stuff to talk about. Kylian Mbappe having 11 goals right now with Neymar, which tells you the story of
how many assists does Neymar have?
And I think 10 right now going on. I think 10, yeah, he has. Or 9 he has. And Messi is the one who has 10 right there. So that tells you the story of
20 goals contribution for Neymar in 14 games, and I'm pretty sure he played less.
We know they are good.
Neymar is on a gold level right now. World Cup level is on a gold level.
Anyway, let's see if it comes with that energy for this man's team. And that takes us to the Champions League now. We had the draws go down yesterday, and we are having tasty fixtures to say the very least. Lionel Messi moved from Barcelona, but that was not enough for him to avoid Bayern Munich. I'm sure he would like to talk to UEFA one-on-one. Talk to me, man. What did I do to you?
I never saw that coming.
I mean, like PSG, Bayern Munich, exactly what does Messi have to do for Bayern Munich to leave him alone? What does this man need to do?
Messi. I'm going to have Messi on Messi. Please.
And it was the fact that, see, you know what he could be in all of this drama? In less than how many minutes after the draws, we had Thomas Muller saying, fantastic draw. I'm like, my guy.
He did it again, Abby.
My guy, but no, he didn't throw shade or anything. He just went, that really great game of football. And like.
He can't wait to see it. Why was he doing the video?
Oh, wow. He said it in France, like, Kasia.
Muller, me I know more.
And then PSG Bayern Munich, arguably one of the biggest draws of the round of 16. I can't wait for it, and we all can't wait for that. Me and I taking on Tottenham Hotspur.
Bye-bye Tottenham.
You think?
Bye-bye Tottenham.
All right. Club Brugge Benfica.
That was the biggest one. That was the biggest of the biggest one.
Is it?
Yes, it is. Everybody was wanting Club Brugge. Everybody wanted Club Brugge. And they decided to give Club Brugge to just who was close to them. Benfica. Benfica were very, very amazing.
Top in the group that had PSG.
Over goal difference.
Yeah,
not even over goal difference. I'm going to say because they had the B and they had the P. That's why they are the front.
Yeah, apparently. They were tied on everything.
Everything. So, they did well. I'm not going to say. I've said it before. They did well. But who did well the most? Benfica or Club Brugge? Be serious.
I was very impressed with Club Brugge.
5 clean sheets
but also,
in 6 games.
But also when it
Atletico
mattered,
2 times.
yeah, shout out to them. But when it mattered the most, I'm talking about the fact that they started so well, and somehow, someway, Porto were able to wrestle that top spot away from you.
No, that's kudos to Porto.
Yeah,
That's
but
kudos to
I feel
Porto.
like Club Brugge took their foot off the pedal, and they paid for that. Not paid for that so much. I mean, they appeared with Benfica, which they should look at them like, I respect you, my guy, but I don't see you going ahead of me.
This
or
one is the
something
biggest game because you don't know where the dice
This
will
is gonna
fall or the
roll.
cookie is going to crumble. So, big game.
like that. Okay, Dortmund, Chelsea.
I want to say it. I want to see it.
Okay, and one that you might not want to see, talking about that Liverpool, Real Madrid. Jürgen Klopp has to ask UEFA, what did I do to you? These guys took away 2 Champions League from me. They wrestled it from me. This is the first time.
Who did he draws?
We need to ask, actually. We need to write a petition. This is the first time Liverpool are facing Real Madrid in 5 years.
Let me shock you, right? I took a nap like about 30 minutes before the draws were made. Yeah, yesterday I took a nap and I woke up, I was doing another thing. Then someone was sending me a message, on a don't enter ram, just continuous. I was like, what's I totally forgot the Champions League draw was on. So I was just going through it and so Liverpool, Real Madrid. Honestly speaking, I actually thought it was the Champions League final, the previous one. I was just, okay, I screwed up. Then I was like, Champions League, I know, who? Champions League draw. I scrolled back down. Liverpool, I have to tell you, the scenes that followed were, I have to censor them because what was that?
Woo! In this forceful marriage, I'm not about that life, but hey.
Salah just.
If I see
Salah,
any tweets, I've already warned people on Twitter. If I see any tweet of revenge incoming, you guys will see me in a light you will not like me. All right, so that tells you I'm a Liverpool fan, and we are looking forward to that. Not that particular one. Eintracht Frankfurt taking on Napoli, and
that should be easy peasy for Napoli if they continue this form, if they carry this form into the next year. So.
February is a long way away.
It's a long way. That's why to an extent that Madrid game, I was like, oh, we might be back in top 4 and Madrid hopefully without injury problems. Hopefully, but aside that, I see if Deichi Kamada and the likes continue to impress with the way they have been impressing for Frankfurt, they are going to give Napoli the problems, serious problems. And we know Napoli at the round of 16, that's where they have issues. But if Napoli continues in this form, this kind of form, and take it to the World Cup, and I think I can see them doing that because their star boys are not going to the World Cup. Zambo is not going to the World Cup. Kvaratskhelia is not going to the World Cup. Osimhen is not going to the World Cup. Simeone is a very, 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 very big doubt of going to the World Cup. So I see most of them still getting more like very rest and mostly the red and freshness to continue to the next year. So hopefully they stay like that, Sha.
Okay, let's see how the particular fixture would be going down February. We still have quite the ways to wait, but of course it's not going to be boring. We have World Cup in the meantime. RB Leipzig taking on Manchester City. The kind of draw Pep Guardiola should want and expect. But
I'm staying at Pep Guardiola like this.
What do you think RB Leipzig might give us a shocker, though?
I want them to. I wish to God they can.
But they can't.
But we know.
They have that, man. I think even if the goal is buried down in the deep blue sea, I think Ireland will find it. KDB would.
I not even bother if it
KDB
was his sister club. It was his former sister club he's playing against.
How may I assist you?
RB Leipzig. But God,
right.
Why didn't they give them Madrid?
Well, because Manchester City finished top of their group, and Real Madrid finished top of their group, and Liverpool did not do that. PSG finished second of their group, so which gave them the facing Bayern Munich. No, it's Bayern. It's Bayern. So easy now for them to play.
City. God pass on her.
Inter Milan, Porto.
Oh, Inter, sorry.
You think so?
Inter, sorry. Do you know what I'm saying? Inter, sorry.
No.
Porto, I'm not going to say this for like 3 to 4 seasons now in the Champions League. They are the most unpredictable team. When you expect them to do well, they do rubbish.
They might fall your hand.
And when you expect like, oh, this one they'll get beat, they will be like, what? And now they look at where they do it. Decide the group stages.
Yeah, really.
Abysmal. How did they finish? Top of the group. and now they know they are facing Inter Milan, who has been like here and like here at the same time. I'm pretty sure they will fancy their chances, especially at the Estadio do Dragao. That place is not a place
You don't
for
go
small boy
there
to go and play.
and come back without some kind of scratches or not. Okay, and that is the end of the Champions League draws. Let's check out the UEFA Europa League draws right there. Very exciting one. RB Salzburg taking on AS Roma. Good one.
Not really good one for Jose Mourinho.
They've not been doing so well.
They've not been doing so well, and he's paired up against one of the biggest teams in Salzburg. Yeah, so no, actually they came back from Champions League now, so they were playing Champions League this season. So it might be a tricky one, but it might go on with it.
Barcelona, Manchester United. Okay, what was that evil smile? Suits me.
I have to be realistic. It's actually kind of balanced. It's balanced to an extent. The two of them have not met themselves in almost a decade, and
it's such a long while.
Such a very long while.
A lot of history.
Set of players, set of different coaches are different. They are both new in their teams. They are imputing their knowledge and philosophy and everything, and we can see that the teams are growing easily. So it is going to be an evenly balanced game if you ask me, except for the fact that one team has Lewandowski and I don't know which team is it.
One team also has Cristiano Ronaldo. It doesn't. I mean, it is just tasting Europa League for the first time, and it might have a point to prove.
Okay, another team has Cristiano Ronaldo. I am a Cristiano Ronaldo person, but some people are just telling me that it's not the Cristiano Ronaldo we used to know. But Cristiano Ronaldo during European games is a different beast. So you're right. There's still Cristiano.
All right,
Ronaldo.
Ajax taking on Union Berlin.
Are they still going to be Union when the match is finished?
There is no disunion in this team. Thank you.
She's a Union Berlin person. They're going to be there.
I'm just a fan of the underdog. Let's
They're
see what they can do. Shakhtar Donetsk taking on Rennes.
Yeah, this should be a win for Shakhtar Donetsk. No bad mouthing Rennes, the former team of Eduardo Camavinga, and they've been doing well. They did well in the Ligue 1 last season. They are trying to replicate the same this season. It's going to be hard for them, but Shakhtar to take the win.
All right, Sevilla PSV.
This is actually a dicey one. Sevilla owns the Europa League. PSV has been the most interesting team for me to see in the Europa League. So it's going to be balanced. But if you want me, I want PSV to win. But Sevilla.
Right. Sporting Midtjylland.
Sporting to take the win. Midtjylland.
All right. Juventus Nantes.
Nantes.
I just asked now.
That's nothing.
Okay. Ha. Wow. Leverkusen that annihilated Union Berlin over the weekend.
Against AS Monaco, that should be an even game. It should be even. It should be even. AS Monaco they are not a small team, please.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right, and for the Carabao Cup, we have games today, tomorrow as well. A couple of the big boys will be in action tomorrow, and it is quite the matchup right there. Leicester City will be taking a Newport. Not so much a big boy situation, but the small boys know how to pour sand in the big boys, Gary.
Yes, so.
They enjoy doing it. Wolves will be taking on Leeds United. Burnley taking on Crawley Town, the former Premier League side. Nottingham Forest taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Your thoughts?
Both teams will have to rest players a whole lot. It's dicey. It's the League Cup. It's hard to predict, but on paper it should be about Tottenham. But Tottenham might be like, okay, if you are going to get relegated, let's go for one trophy this season. And the League Cup is a very, very easy one for them to go for.
Arsenal Brighton.
Considering Brighton's form, considering Arsenal's form, both of them
and you
want to
expect
rest
rotations
players.
as well.
Yeah, rotations, especially on the part of Arsenal. So it's going to be a tough one for Arsenal. But if they get the win, good one for them. But it should be a tough one for Arsenal. So Brighton might likely take it.
Newcastle Crystal Palace.
Okay, Newcastle, because Palace are not small, but rotation-wise and everything, Newcastle has a bulkier team, so Newcastle.
City Chelsea.
That's the game. One team B, another one team B. Who has the stronger team B? We're going to know about that so soon. So it should be very, 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 very interesting. Should be everywhere. The game should be everywhere. But what I know about that game is, the one person that is going to leave, the one person that is going to leave, is going to be Arsenal. Because Arsenal, they have been playing very, very well. They have been playing very, very well. But what I know about that game is, the one person that is going to leave, the one person that is going to leave, is going to be Arsenal. Because there's added advantage to the rest of the team.
Liverpool Derby County.
Ooh.
Rotations as well.
Yeah, rotation and Derby too will come up with a good fight. Derby. Liverpool all the way.
What is, oh goodness, Manchester United and Aston Villa.
What happened over the weekend is definitely not going to happen again. It's definitely not going to happen again.
Sure about
I'm
that?
not saying Aston Villa will not beat Manchester United. They can beat Manchester United. It's football. Anything that can happen. But Manchester United performance against Aston Villa over the weekend, replicating itself midweek, not happening. Just have to tell you that, not happening.
Okay, let's see what all of these teams will be doing for today, tomorrow in the Carabao Cup. You might know it as the EFL Cup. We hope you had fun hanging with us and talking football and enjoying this beautiful game. It never gets old talking football. It's always something that it keeps on giving. We don't like to go. We don't like to leave you. But hey, it is what it is. Final words is Baba.
Final words. I feel like Octopus for 7 straight.
Nikini.
Just have to say, just have to put it inside, you know. And
The one that you got wrong, Rayo Vallecano, Real Madrid. I don't want to say it before, but no, you just had to put your hands somehow. But hey, anywho, he said Real Madrid. He didn't even let me say anything in that game. Real Madrid.
God pass on people.
Well, and that ends it for today's show. Do well to take care of yourself, prioritize your safety. It is the least you can do after all. Life is way too short not to experience football, like I always say, but please prioritize your health, your safety, and your wellness. If you're on the road, please drive safe. Use your seatbelt. It's not a prop. If you're a pedestrian, use the footbridge. It is not for decor, I promise you. It's for you to use. And they're not going to charge you money. It's free. I promise you that much. Okay, stick around right here on CTV. Many more premium content coming your way. So we'll come your way again next time. Take care and adios.
Bye-bye.
Put your football knowledge to the test. You stand a chance to win up to 5 gigabytes of data. All you have to do is to follow us across our social media. Feisty and fiercely contested games of football we have seen so far this season, and many more to come surely. The champion. Put your football